Hey everyone, this is Jalen with Growth Inspire. I am back with another video, but this time I am going to be talking about why I do not offer debt consolidation management and why I don't even believe a lot of people should go look into debt consolidation. I've done a debt consolidation program back in 2015 and it practically led me into filing for bankruptcy. So I will be talking a little bit about that and why I don't really touch debt consolidation and why I really don't talk about it or mention it or recommend it to none of my clients. So stay tuned to this video, check this out, and saying why I don't fool with debt consolidation companies at all. Alright, so before I get started on this video, I want to thank one of my friends, Josh, for gifting me on this hat. He went out his way and said, hey, want to meet you, got a little something for you, and it turns out to be this hat, free of charge. So I can't thank him enough. I want to shout him out before I get started on this video. He's a good friend of mine, and I will leave his contact information below at the bottom. So let's talk a little bit about debt consolidation and what it is. This is another common question I get asked, so I'm going to talk about this more in depth and why I do not recommend debt consolidation or really do much with it. A lot of people look into debt consolidation because a lot of people want to basically still pay down on their debts, but they want to have more cash flow and more wiggle room, so they have like more money every single month instead of paying all this money towards a debt that's not really moving. So they kind of want to have more money every month and still pay down on their financial obligations. Just say that you're owing almost or close to $2,000 on 5 different credit cards, and the monthly payment on all of those is about, we'll just say roughly about $150, and you paid every month, but the interest rates may be killing you, or it's basically not really moving because every monthly payment you make, the interest rates may be more than that. So by the time you make that monthly payment, you're basically having to make another monthly payment, and then the balance is really not moving at all. The tricky part is with debt consolidation is there's only a few options someone can do. They can try to take out a loan from the bank, but depending on the credit worthiness of the individual, they can be like denied automatically, as they can have late payments that can hold them back, or they can be delinquent on these accounts. It can be a lot of different things. So that's one way people look into it, is they try to get a loan from the bank and they may get denied for that. Another thing somewhat like it would be a balance transfer, as we'll just say that you have a credit limit on a American Express credit card and you have a credit limit of about $5,000. You can do a what's called a balance transfer, is where they write you like a $5,000 check, they send it in the mail. You're supposed to use that money to pay off those 5 different trade lines and not use them, and then just pay down that one American Express credit card. But another issue with that is a lot of people may or may not have that large credit limit, so they can't just really up and do like a balance transfer to consolidate their loans. One of the last things they look into funding is a debt consolidation company, which that's what I done because I had less than fair credit at the time, so my credit score was pretty poor. So basically what a debt consolidation company does is they basically say, hey, how much are you paying on all your stuff, how much do you owe, who's all the creditors. They like ask all these questions, and then they get you a quote. So after the quote, I was paying, we'll just say at the time before I filed bankruptcy, I was paying close to about $400 to $500 a month on credit card payments, and what they quoted me was paying about $250 a month in paying them instead of the credit card companies directly. At the time, it sounded like a very, very, very good deal. Just going ahead, doing a debt consolidation, I directly pay them, and then they kind of help me lower my payments and negotiate these bills that I'm falling behind on. But here's the kicker on it. I just didn't know how much money they were putting towards the, paying down my credit card and my financial obligations versus how much revenue they were milking from me. Even though I was paying them about $250 to $300 a month, I did not know how much they were keeping back to pay off the creditors versus putting that in their pocket. And not only that, my credit score still plummeted. So even though that I hired them, I was still getting flagged on my credit report that I was still 30, 60, 90, 120 days late on my credit card payments and my other payments as well. My score dropped tremendously while I was still paying them. And I was on the phone with multiple customer service reps. They were just like, well, just grind it out. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Your score will get back on track. The main thing is getting you back and get you out of debt. So that's the main thing. So don't worry about it. There's no need to worry. It happens. That's just part of the process. And then I was like, okay, cool, whatever. It is what it is. I'll be debt free. I don't have to worry about nothing, and then I can just start over and get it back on track. After some time went by with this debt consolidation company, what really pushed me over to file for bankruptcy was when, after some time went by, I had got a good old gentleman come to my doorstep at my house and knock on my door and ask for me personally. I was like, yes, how can I help you? I got served a lawsuit when I was already doing debt consolidation and they were supposedly negotiating with them prior before even getting served. Then I was really thinking, I was like, man, how much money was I giving them, or how much money was they were using to either pay my financial obligations versus just putting it back in their pockets? There was virtually like no way for me to truly know or to truly prove it. So that's why I ended up filing for bankruptcy, because I was spending all this money. I didn't know how much my money was really going towards paying off these debts. They were still hounding me. They were still trying to file lawsuits. My credit score still plummeted. Like I didn't see the benefit of just continuing to do debt consolidation, as I was not gaining really anything from it. I was still getting losses from it. I was still getting flagged for 60, 90, 120 day late payments. I was still getting charge-offs, collections, all that stuff. That's when I just went ahead and just said, the heck with it, and I just went ahead and done a bankruptcy. This is really why I personally do not offer any kind of debt consolidation services, because it goes against my beliefs of doing credit repair. For example, if I'm acting as your middleman to pay off your financial obligations, that's really something that a consumer can do themselves. They can, make the phone calls, they can call the debt collectors, they can send them letters in the mail, they can negotiate. That's just stuff that a consumer can do on their end. So there's really no need of a middleman to do that for you. And then plus, if I'm being the debt consolidator and I am trying to negotiate payments and all, you're still getting flagged for having these late payments for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, the usual. You're still getting flagged for these late payments while I'm doing the debt consolidation. But me, that's the opposite of basically what I do is repair credit. I'm not repairing your credit. I'm theoretically doing more damage to your credit than good. This is why I do not do debt consolidation, because it just go against my credit repair beliefs and what I do. So it's just practically like a conflict of interest, given that you're getting out of debt, but I'm milking revenue from you while your credit score is still plummeting, and credit repair takes months and even years to get fixed. So your score is still dropping while I'm allegedly getting you out of debt. So this is why I personally do not do debt consolidation. Giving away your hard-earned money to these companies, and they're just milking revenue from you, and there's still no guarantee that they're doing what they say they're going to do, and you're still having these issues like you before you even went to them. Like, these will still happen regardless if you went with them or not. So instead of giving them more revenue to put in their pockets, that's money that you can use to either pay your financial obligations and work it out with them. So there's really not a need for a middleman. What they're doing, you can do too. Like, there is not like any magic or anything towards it. So they're not doing anything that you can't do. So if they can do it, you can too. The biggest reason why I went ahead and made this video is to help people out before they may consider debt consolidation, as I was doing some research on some topics for my videos, and I've seen that a lot of people are looking into debt consolidation. At least 60,000 people are looking into debt consolidation companies. So I was like, wait, that's a lot of people who can possibly get burned by these companies. So I really wanted to help them out tremendously. So hopefully they see this video, they watch it to see my intakes on it, me knowing what I know now and being a credit consultant, and hopefully they understand and kind of steer away from it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, is debt consolidation companies and why you should stay away from them. So that concludes this video. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts about it. If you have any questions or anything about credit, I'm more than welcome to help you out with it. You can reach me at support@growthinspired.info or go to my website, growthinspired.net. That concludes this video. I hope you have a good day, have a good weekend, and see you at the next video.